Well, hello and welcome back to the GT3 again, and it's Dave from Driving Venture, and today I'm going to talk you through what it's like to start out doing YouTube. Now, it may not sound like a particularly exciting video, but having done it now for 6 months and put a few videos out there, I wanted to talk through, if you like, all the things I've learned by doing YouTube, because maybe from the outside looking in and you see that notification or you see that subscription notification and it says, oh look, there's another video from Driving Venture, or just watch it, or any other YouTuber for that matter. Maybe when you're watching the videos you think like I did. You think, oh, that looks straightforward, that looks fairly easy, I think I'll do YouTube. So that's what I thought. I thought, well, I'll just do YouTube because it sounds like fun, and I'm sure it'll be fun to feature my Porsche and then my GT3 when I got it. So going on track days, all the driving things I do, events I go to, and driving tours we're going to be doing with the car. I thought, oh, I'll do YouTube, you know, why not? I thought I'd talk first of all about all the mistakes I've made, because I've made quite a lot of mistakes. Probably the first mistake that I've made being a YouTuber is when you've got the camera there and you're doing your piece to camera and you're saying what you want to say, the number of times I forgot to just put the microphone on, you wouldn't believe it. And it's actually meant on occasions that I've not been able to actually do some videos. I've actually gone to some things and I thought, oh God, I've not actually done the piece to camera, I've not switched the microphone on, and it's not going to work. So switch your microphone on is definitely something I would say that if you're starting out and you're being a YouTuber or you're doing anything on YouTube, definitely put your microphone on and make sure it's switched on. The next thing about doing YouTube probably is just thinking about things to do, because the term clickbait and, you know, pulling people in because, you know, it's got some exciting title. I don't know if that's me, maybe I'm not playing the game properly, but I just like to put titles out about what I'm doing. And I'm a pretty genuine guy. I'm going to come on to that a little bit later on in today's video. But yeah, knowing what to do videos about and thinking about things to do. Obviously there's the obvious stuff, going on a track day, you know, speccing my car, doing the PDI and those sort of thing. But I'm maybe going to try and start doing a weekly series, Dave's Drive to Costco, because I go to Costco every week with the family and I get my supplies at Costco. So I thought I would do a little bit of a video today, and maybe the beginning of a series of Dave's Drive to Costco, and I'll talk maybe about some of the things. Now don't worry, this toll booth isn't going to be like the one on the M6 because the one on the M6 I didn't do particularly well in, did I? So let me just get my ticket and hopefully they'll just let me through in a sec. But just give me a little flash of your hand and you're through. Another thing I've learned about YouTube is that when you've captured all the content, it's then the editing, and the editing really, it does take a lot of time. And these is things, again, I didn't realise. The editing, you know, I use Final Cut Pro, and I've got an Apple, I've got a MacBook Pro for that. But you know, sitting at the MacBook and doing the editing of the content you've captured, you can start at like 10 in the morning, and then all of a sudden it's like 2 in the afternoon, and you've not even stopped to have a drink. I mean, it can go on and on and on. So you're in like a time bubble. It's really interesting, I've got to tell you. But I'm someone, I suppose, who wants to, you know, bring some quality content out there. I just don't want to just slap it together and that's it. I always like to be reminded about that flat 6 in the back. But I am learning with the editing, and I'm getting better at the editing, and I think I'm shooting now the content I want for the edit I'm going to do later. And I think that's hopefully going to come across more and more with the videos that come up. So what's coming up on Driving Venture? Well, I did in my last video tell you about something I was organising with another YouTuber. Now I'm not here to, you know, badmouth people, and I respect everyone what they do and how they want to do it. But I was lining up the GT3 RS that you've seen in my other video previously, and the owner was happy to go to, you know, the Bruntingthorpe Proving Ground, and we were going to do that video on his GT2 RS, and we're going to get a McLaren 720S and burn up the strip and see which car was boss, see which was the king. Well, we know what the king of the ring is, and that's the GT3 RS. But anyway, these two cars we're going to do the shoot, and we're looking to do it on the 7th of April. Then I heard from the guy that his cameraman wasn't going to be well, and there were some problems. And then really the bottom line I think was that he wanted to drive the GT3 RS. He wants to actually drive it. So I don't think the owner was keen. So I'm very, very sorry, but unfortunately that isn't actually going to come off. But I respect people if they want that shoot to come off their way and they can't do it their way, then that's fair enough, because those Cup 2 tyres, they do spin a bit. They're not designed for wet roads, let me tell you. But anyway, so that's not coming off. But I have been in touch with Bruntingthorpe. Obviously I know the GT2 RS owner, I know another 720S owner who's just taken delivery of his car. So I'm going to try work on something else maybe that we can do, maybe drive in Wales or something like that in the future for you guys. So I'm really, really sorry, because I am a genuine guy and I don't like to say I'm going to do something then I don't do it. So I better not get the engine revs too high, otherwise you won't hear what I'm saying. Going back to another mistake that I've made on YouTube and doing YouTube and filming was when my GoPro fell off the car. I was trying to do an external shot, and I did one bit of it, and then I turned it round to go on the passenger side door to get the shot going out back across the back wheel arch. And then I finished the journey when I was coming to, stopped, got out, went to get the camera, and it flipping fell off. So it was goodbye GoPro and an expensive lesson. So that's one of the reasons I invested in some new equipment through Hague Camera Support, and that stuff isn't coming off. And I used that stuff at when I went to Anglesey. So that was that stuff I used to do the shot on the rear window on the back spoiler. Because we are going back to Anglesey, and there's going to be a greater array of cars. It's our second event. It's a private group of friends we have, and there's another event coming up towards the end of May, so I'm booked for that. So this car's going back for Anglesey track day number 2 towards the end of May. So here we are at Costco. Another reason I go to Costco is because they do 99 RON fuel, so I think that's the most potent fuel in the market, and this engine likes, as you know, likes to rev. It's all about performance, and I've never ever put regular fuel in M3 or in my previous Porsche 4S and GT3. Just get top grade stuff. I don't skimp on fuel, to be honest with you. It does make a difference, let me tell you. I mean, it does make a difference. That's what it's like to do YouTube, folks. I hope I've covered off some of the things that it's like to do YouTube. It's definitely not easy. Any of you guys that want to do it and thinking about doing it, go for it. Just try it and you'll see what I'm talking about. Certainly as well, the behind the scenes stuff, setting up the cameras, getting the right angles. You just see the finished product, and there's so much stuff you cut away. Though I did put the thing about the toll booth in because I thought that was a bit funny. I couldn't reach the flipping thing to get my card in. But anyway, we, when you're setting the equipment up and you're doing what you need to do before you do it, before you push that button and it's a go, it's just not as easy as it looks. It really isn't. So, hopefully I'll get better and better at doing this sort of thing. Right, well, I've cut back into my car and the sun has come up just a little bit, so I'm going to see if I can't get a little bit of a video here on the way back. So I just took Mark out, the manager of the tyre bay, just for a quick little sprint in the car park. He's quite impressed by that. An amazing car to drive when the weather's right, because if the weather's not right, and this really goes to the tyres I've had on, I'm just taking the winter tyres off. Using those winter tyres on that drive out in Snowdon that we did with the Hurricane Lamborghini Hurricane, that it really did show me how good those tyres were, the winter tyres, because I've had the Sport Cup 2s on and I've been all over the road. So actually having the right tyre on for the right season, as Michelin would say, just makes a massive, massive difference. I mean, okay, on track, nice hot day, sunny weather, Pilot Sport Cup 2, yeah, brilliant, brilliant, but on a cold, damp day, these are not the tyres, not the tyres. Just put up in a second and you're off. Downshifts, just so brutal. Amazing. see, when the weather's right and you've got a bit of dry road, that's when you can really enjoy the car, because when it's a bit wet, you can't. I never ever tire of hearing that Sharkworks box, because I only drive this car probably every maybe week, twice a week, something like that. When you get in the car, you can sometimes forget how powerful it is and how noisy it is and how good that exhaust note sounds. I mean, it really does sound absolutely incredible. And at Sharkworks, I'm gonna hand it to you guys, I'm over the moon with this exhaust system. But it always puts a smile on your face when you drive this car, and you know, you just need a little bit of overtaking, you know, you just need to just stretch it, like just very slightly, and you straight past. It's just absolutely amazing. It just feels so good, this car really does. I don't think I was enjoying it quite as much on the way down because of the weather, really. You can't really, I say, put your foot down when these tyres just doesn't, you know, 6 degrees, cold and wet. No. You'll end up in a hedge and it'll be a write-off, and I'm not going to be doing that because this car's got so many more things to do on Drive Adventure in the next little while ahead. So yeah. And I have to hand it to Hague Camera Supports, because having contacted them after having a GoPro disaster with the GoPro falling off the car, now that I've actually got proper professional equipment, even though I am an amateur, it is really, really heartening, because now I know, you know, when I did the track day and I put the support on the rear of the car, I just knew it wasn't coming off, because it just isn't coming off. You know, the GoPro stuff, it's good, I suppose, and maybe other people haven't had trouble with problems with it, but you know, it's not foolproof, not from my experience anyway. That guy there in front of me, he just moved over. He was like, well, I think I'll just move over. Yeah. Nice of him, actually, nice. So maybe this can be a little bit of a series, you know, a weekly series. I'll talk about, you know, what I've enjoyed, what's been happening this week, and so on and so forth, because, you know, the things I enjoy on social media, you know, I mean, you guys love it too, you know. Too much. That's perfect. Can you through? As I say to everybody, you know, Drive Adventure, we're just a minnow, you know, we're just like this big. I would like it to get bigger, obviously. I really would like people to subscribe and, you know, follow along, because I think we've got some good stuff coming up, and I want it to really take you on the journey, really, and experience the things that I'm experiencing and share how I'm feeling and how I'm enjoying certain things, because it's I want it to be a very, you know, very genuine channel in that respect. And I think we've already put that across, really. The Geneva was more about our experience of going and cars that stood out to me when I was there, and so we've got to get that. That's one thing I'm definitely not going to let drop, is the tech art and the rough invitations to go out and see their cars, drive their cars. So we're going to put that one together probably in May. I've had so much on recently, and that's the other thing about doing YouTube, perhaps, is that having to juggle everything when you've got like a business running and then you're doing YouTube as well, the amount of brain power it takes to actually remember everything, it's just not easy. It really isn't easy. And then I've obviously got my girls, I've got 2 girls, I've got family and all that, you know. I'm not, you know, I'm not without other responsibilities, should we say. So fitting it all together, you know, juggling all of those balls, it isn't actually that easy to do. So I suppose it's been a bit of a reality check, having, you know, got into it and having done it for a bit, you know, what's it actually like, you know. I am enjoying it, I really am enjoying it, and I actually love watching my videos back, which sounds a bit weird, but you know, I like to laugh at myself. But yeah, the Scottish trip, it's going to be so good. I mean, I've done roads up to Scotland many times. I used to go hiking, used to do Ben Nevis and hike Ben Nevis in the winter months. And when I first went up there in September 2000, I think it was 2012, I think it was. Yeah, 2012, when I was 40. I went to climb Ben Nevis for my 40th, you know, did it with my mother. And it was really interesting, because the roads, I thought, you know what, I've got to bring my car back. I had the M3 then. I've got to bring the M3 back and drive these roads to Fort William. So the following January, I went back and I did. And then I've been going every year since, driving those roads, and they're absolutely incredible. I think the roads match the car in a way. The car's got so much performance, the car's really, really enjoyable, and the roads are really, really, really exciting. And I just can't wait to get this car on the road. It's funny because I did a video last year and I posted it on the Porsche Club page, Porsche Club GB page, and it was about this little stretch of road, and I was saying, this is when I hadn't ordered the GT3 yet, and I said, I can't imagine what it would be like to drive a GT3 4 litre on these roads. Do you know what? I'm going to be driving a GT3 4 litre on those roads in a few weeks' time. It's just incredible, incredible. And we've got such a great array of cars. So I've told you about the 3 GT3s, we've got 2 996 turbos, we've got a GT4, we've got a Cayman Type R, is it a Cayman R, I think they call them, yeah. So we've got one of those as well, so yeah, brilliant. And we have such a crack and such a laugh, and I'm really looking forward to putting that content together and having, you know, the drone up and getting a feel for our experience. And then obviously we've got the nightlife, the restaurants, and a few other things going to be happening. So yeah, that's going to be good. So really, really looking forward to that. But the Scottish trip is going to be good. But then moving on to Le Mans, the Dordogne, the French Riviera, it's just going to be epic, epic stuff. And then on the way back, once you get down to the Riviera and we do Monaco, then we're doing the Alps and back into Geneva. It'd be nice to be back into Geneva again, having been there obviously in March for the motor show. We've got it all booked up. So yeah, just really looking forward to getting back and seeing Geneva from behind the wheel, perhaps, really, you know. There you go, little blast of the accelerator. You just go straight past cars, you just go straight past them. It's absolutely amazing. So as I say, I hope you've really, really enjoyed the little bit of content I put on for you today. A little bit about why I got into YouTube and what it's like being a YouTuber, because you know what, it's not as easy as it looks. I keep saying that, but it's just not. And all the mistakes I've made, you know, all the swearing I've done, all the cursing I've done when I've, you know, lost that GoPro camera, it's so annoying. But anyway, the things we do to bring the content to you, that's not trying to be cheesy, but you know, I do like to put good content together and really think about the editing. I'm not just going to be, you know, just reams and reams and reams and reams of videos. I don't want to be a hamster on a wheel. I don't want that. I want to bring out some good stuff every week or so for you guys to enjoy, around, really centering around the GT3, so that hopefully you're enjoying it. And here comes the tool booth again on the way home. And as I say, I can't get any worse than toll booth on the F6, can I? That's terrible. Absolutely, absolutely loving this car. I can honestly say I don't think I could ever see myself selling this car. I really don't. I'm someone that likes to keep his cars, enjoy his cars. You certainly haven't got a flipper here, that's for sure. It's not being flipped in. You can get flipped in for a GT3 RS, but that's not happening. So it's going to be here for some time to come. You know, with the engine and with the not being turbocharged, the last one, it's just going to be an icon of the future. And you know, holding on to this car, I'll have it for years and years and years. It's why it's so hard for me to sell the, you know, the M3, because that V8, it's just, I should really do a piece on that car actually, because I know it's not a proper, you know, an eye-catching car. It's not a GT3, but as I'm, you know, I've driven it in a previous video too, but it really is such a great car. And people tell me it's going up in value, so you know, it's one to hold on to. But there is a car it will go for, and that's a GT4, so let's hope it's aspirated and I do get an allocation for a GT4, because that is a car I definitely want. I want the manual gearbox, I want a 4-litre engine, I want that mid-engined balance on the chassis. I just want a GT4, so I'm really hoping, you know, that my letter of intent comes good at Porsche Centre Kendal. You know, no guarantees, you know. They've got lots of great customers, so but hopefully I'm lucky. last before we get home. It's just got it when you want it, this engine. It's just got it. And all of a sudden you want some performance. You know, you just need to get past a car. You just need to put your foot down. You just need to hit that engine. It's got it completely. You know, and even if I'm not really using the car, I'm not really going anywhere in a particular week and nothing planned, I always take it out at least for a little drive, just to, you know, just get the engine turned over, because it just feels so good to, you know, to be able to do that. And it puts a big smile on your face, it really does. It really, really does. So there we go, that was some pieces around YouTube, why I'm doing YouTube, a little bit of a ramble about me, a little bit more about me and the family, etc, etc, etc. All the hard things about doing YouTube. There's no cakewalk, let me tell you. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.